I am in the airport right now because I am going to do a new challenge. I am going to try to hike all 50 high points in every state, but not just the high points, right? Because the high points are easy to find out and not always hikeable. Think about Denali in Alaska. That's more of a mountaineering experience. So the big asterisk on this challenge is that I'm going to find the 50 trails that go to the highest elevations that don't require mountaineering, don't require scrambling, things that I could recommend for you guys to do, and also things that are obviously on public land, not private land. That's the plan. I'm at the airport now. I'm going to do peak number 1, and let me bring you along so you can see what this adventure is all about.
Luckily I had some points, so I booked this trip last minute for not too many on American. I had a window seat. I'd like to have worked, but my table was pretty filthy and they didn't have any wipes. Eventually I got to my destination, rented a car, drove for about an hour to a hotel, which was sort of the halfway point. Happy to have it. Nice clean room here. And then I went through my stuff. I always lay my stuff out the night before. This is the Y East pack from Six Moons Design. Just testing this out. It doesn't have a frame, so I'm able to fold it up and put it into carry-on luggage. But otherwise, I have all my normal stuff like my inReach, my camera, my hiking gear. I was testing out some Apple Watch stuff as well. Got up at 3:48, which was 12:48 my time because it was the East Coast. Made a bad cup of coffee with the powdered creamer.
My stuff ready. Let's go get there for sunrise.
Drove for about an hour and a half on small, dark, windy roads. No one else was out, so it really wasn't a problem. Sun started to get up as I got closer and also turned to a dirt road as I got closer. It was pretty normal on a lot of hikes. Eventually, I got there and started hiking. Had to go through a little campground first, but then the hike started in earnest.
All right, finally on the trail, got out of the campground. I'm excited to do this first peak. Come along. You might have guessed what it is already. I'll see if there's a clue on the way up, and maybe it'll give it away. But anyway, this is peak 1 of 50. I'm going to put a spreadsheet of all the peaks that I have underneath this. It's going to be a work in progress. I'm going to maybe need your help, so I'll do a live stream if you want to join in and help me figure out which peaks are actually hikeable and which are not hikeable. I will do that. But anyway, let me start this hike. It's supposed to be 99 degrees today, so let me try to do this before it gets crazy hot.
Right from the gun, it was uphill. Some of the sections had these stairs on it. Other ones were like switchbacks. Some parts were straight up. There were trail markers pretty much the whole way here with elevations on it, so that was handy. Just kind of know where you are along the way.
All right, I got about 2 miles, 1,200 feet done on peak number 1. It's not too hard, but it's really humid. It's 7 in the morning and a pouring sweat already. It's supposed to go up to 99 today. And hopefully I'll be long gone before then, before the thunderstorms come. But yeah, not too bad. Nice to be back on the East Coast. I started hiking on the East Coast, so this all looks familiar, even though it's a few hundred miles away from where I started hiking. It's still nice, still same idea. East Coast forest, really rooty, rocky trails, just like you have up in the Northeast too. But anyway, I got to go through more spider webs and get attacked by more bugs before this is done. So let's get down to it.
And like a lot of hikes here in the Appalachians, as you're going up, not a lot of views, but there was this tree cut for this utility line along the way, so I was able to get a little bit of a view. But otherwise, through the forest, lots of old growth. As I got up, there were some spruces and firs. Still using my Topo Athletic Pursuit 2 shoes, which I think are great, really comfortable, and handled the roots well. Had a little hiccup sending track points with the inReach, but eventually it got going. Just sort of random where this happens, but there are a lot of trees here. And again, just a really nice trail.
Almost there. It was going good. Then last mile or something, humidity got to me. Started kicking my butt, but I'm almost at peak number 1 of this challenge.
Climbing went pretty much up to the end where you come out to the tourist area. Now this is also a roadside attraction, and here I am. If you have not guessed it, this is where I am. You can come here from the Blue Ridge Parkway as well and just walk up with your ice cream cone. But obviously the feeling of accomplishment having hiked up here, about 3,700 feet of climbing, is a pretty good one, and it felt good to get to the top.
So that was it. Peak number 1, Mount Mitchell, North Carolina. That is done. 1 of 50. I'll put a little more structure around this. Maybe I'll do a live stream and you guys can help me out, figure out like what the high peaks are. For example, in Alaska, I know the high peak is Denali, but what's the highest peak I can hike to on a trail? No idea. I will figure that out. And if you want to do this hike yourself, I will put a guide up. If this is a brand new video, just wait a couple days. Otherwise, just check my channel and there might be a guide how to hike Mount Mitchell. Just search for Hiking Guy, how to hike Mount Mitchell, and you will find it. And yeah, all right, guys, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you in the next one.
And just an epilogue, I did this whole trip in 24 hours, and on my way back, I got my battery down to 5, which I think is as low as you can go on these Garmin watches.